Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Teresa Dale. I'm really glad to be here with you today. And I've got some great information, helpful information for you. This is Natural Health Radio. And we're going to be talking about our government standards for our meat. We're going to be talking about food as medicine. We're going to be covering the politics of health and some remedies that can really help you address certain conditions in your life. So we're going to handle many different things during this time. And we want to start by wishing you a beautiful day. And as soon as we start, during this program, I'm going to give you a truth or dare. I'm going to give you a challenge, one that you can make 20% off of. So just stay tuned, and you're going to get a truth or dare, okay? So I got very upset this week because I read this garbage from this organization that is supporting us, protecting us, and they're called the EWG.org, and they send out information. You might go there and subscribe to it so you can find out all the things to avoid when you go shopping. All right, and when you're looking for things to eat for yourself and your family, you want to go to EWG.org because they have the latest information on what's happening with the food that you're eating and the insanity, Daryl. Talking about Daryl and insane, the insane Daryl Wayne is with me today.
Insanity can be good,
yeah,
and it can be bad.
It can be good or bad. Daryl's the good part. So I want to give you this information. In the midst of an E. coli outbreak across 10 states, the Trump administration is moving forward with plans that could make our meat even less safe. So there is and has been a serious E. coli outbreak across 10 states in meat. More than 50 tons of contaminated ground beef have been recalled, and already 156 people have fallen ill. Earlier this month, the Trump administration decided to let the pork industry take over safety inspections at the factory farm, including all tests for deadly pathogens like E. coli. And now, as the Washington Post recently reported, the Trump administration is considering giving the same deal to the beef industry. So to let the industry themselves take over, the workers take over, instead of the government looking over their shoulders. There'll be nobody looking over their shoulders regarding the meat that we eat. We're talking about pork and beef. Now, this is really insane. We need the USDA, although I don't believe totally that they're on their mark all the time, but we need the USDA to protect the public health, not the meat industry profits, okay? So, and that's what's happening. Will you stand with EWG? I don't work for them. They don't pay me money to do this. I'm doing this for your health, but will you stand with EWG.org to fight back against the meat industry and stand up for our health? I would say this is a good thing. So you can take action and tell the USDA to do their job to protect our health. We need trained professionals who answer to taxpayers inspecting our meat, not industry goons. Okay? So EWG.org. Now, foodborne illness is very serious. And many of you have had salmonella, you've experienced different kinds of parasites from drinking water, eating meat, all kinds of things, right? So we know that foodborne illness is a real thing, and more than 48 million Americans get sick from food every year, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So we need to do more, a lot more, to prevent deadly pathogen outbreaks, not less. And I will tell you one way to avoid this and getting bad meat and pork don't eat it. Just don't eat it. Now, already more than 1 million Americans get sick from contaminated beef or pork products every year, more than 1 million. Okay? And more than 100 die. And that's with independent inspectors in place. That's with them doing their job, with the USDA doing their job. The Trump administration plans to cut the number of food safety inspectors by roughly 40%, replacing them with factory workers without requiring any training. So we shudder to think how many more people will get sick or worse if we don't stop these proposals. So we need to do something. If we go to ewg.org, we can sign their petition to protect us from, let's say, one day you want to go out and you haven't had a hamburger in forever and you want to go get some. If you get organic meat, it is probably never going to happen where you get sick from it. But if you get any other kind of meat that's not organic, it's very possible that soon we will have 40% less inspectors inspecting the meat to see if there's E. coli, salmonella, anything else in there, and you'll buy meat and maybe you'll get sick from it. So I'm just saying we can avoid this by either giving it up totally or buying organic completely, which is the smartest thing to do, and also signing that petition so we can get the USDA to stand up and do their job and get their inspectors out there to check the meat out before it gets in the public hands. So the E. coli outbreaks of meat is only from regular health food stores. You're not going to buy anything at a health food store. You're going to buy something at a regular store that is probably contaminated. So maybe you at some point you would find something in many different places. Maybe, I don't want to name names, but all of the clubs where you buy meat, all of the stores where you buy meat, but generally not so much if it's organic. It's pretty safe. So that's one reason for completely changing to organic, which I would highly recommend anyway, right? And I think we're going to be having a Truth or Dare coming up here. We're going to be able to share with you something that would make you 20%, okay, by taking care of yourself. It's an idea that I had, not that I don't have anything else to do, but to think of these ideas. But it came up in the spur of a meeting yesterday. I was meeting with my staff, talking with them about how I want to help you to try new things, to try things like green smoothies and try things that could benefit you, every part of you, mind, body, spirit. And so this idea came about, and the idea is that to save you 20% now on anything from my website, anything you want to buy, 20% off, I want you to Facebook me a video of your drinking a green smoothie and a wheatgrass shot. So if you Facebook me a video of you're having a 8-ounce green smoothie made with spinach, kale, celery, parsley, all the green stuff, no junk in it, no ice cream, just all green smoothie, maybe a little bit of fruit, organic, okay? And we have a way of validating that email, and video me that. We'll give you a special coupon for 20%. Just one person. That's it. One person gets it. But you have to be drinking a green smoothie. We need to be able to see it's green, so it needs to be in a clear container, or drinking a shot of wheatgrass juice. And I want to see the look on your face when you finish that shot of wheatgrass juice, because I'll know if you really drank it or not. So it's one of the healthiest things that you can have for yourself, for your health. for your life. Wheatgrass is amazing, and I highly recommend it. It's got a lot of amino acids. It doesn't have gluten in it. It's made from wheat berries, different kinds of wheat. It's a wheat berry kind of green grass that you could basically live on. It's got amino acids and just good stuff in there, and it's cleansing for your body. It's very healthy for your body. So that is the truth or dare. The truth is, did you do it or not? Send me a video, publish it on Facebook. And if you do this, then we will send one person a coupon. Or if many people do this, okay, then we will send all of those people where I get a video a 20% coupon. How about that? We'll make it even sweeter. Okay. So, very, very soon, this needs to be done this week. So this week, you have the rest of the week to make a green smoothie in a clear glass and drink it, or go out and get a green smoothie and put it in a clear container, which they usually do put it in, and videotape your drinking it. Okay? Send me your name. Send me your email. Send me your coordinates. Okie dokie. So we are going to, at this point, talk to you a little bit about all of the food safety, to continue with the food safety. You know, every year we have something. We have, 1 year we had onions, like green, long onions that people were getting sick from. And, the meat is probably the worst thing, because besides E. coli, there could be other things in there. There could be parasites in there, other parasites. There could be salmonella in there. There could be a number of different things in there, including possibly hepatitis when people touch your meat. Okay? So we have to get the USDA inspectors on board to do their job and tell the Trump administration, no, we don't want you messing around with our food. Okay, so they need to know better, and if they hear from you, they're going to know better. Okay, they're going to know what to do. They're going to know that people are against this, that people want their organic food, their clean food, and all of this. And if you really want to protect yourself, don't eat pork at all. And I wouldn't eat, red meat. Possibly, if you want to get it, or like chicken, organic turkey, that kind of thing, that would be good, because you're probably not going to have any problems with that whatsoever. So as we go through, and I work with so many patients, and from this show, we have questions. People are emailing in questions that they want me to cover. So you're welcome to do that too. Just email 88Teresa, THERESA, @gmail.com, and ask your question, and next week I will discuss it with you. If providing that you're on, and if you're not on, you're going to miss it. I'll discuss it with everybody else. So from last week, we have questions. We have questions about the remedy. One was about the neuroemotional remedy, number 7, which I talked about last week. And the question was, since it handles grief and it handles your lungs, does that mean that when you have grief, that it could create a lung issue? The answer is yes. The answer is that it could. You could get a cold from it. Your immune system in your body could go very low, so that you get pneumonia, you could get things that reside in your lungs because the grief is there for so long. And it also is on your metal element, so your colon would be involved. So if you have grief and you get a lung issue, whether it's bronchitis, pneumonia, the cold, the flu, and it's stuck in your lungs, and you have grief, it could stay there for longer than it should, or maybe you would never get it at all if you handled the grief. But at the same time, it could also create constipation, diarrhea, that kind of thing. Okay, so we need to know that if we have grief and if it's long-standing from something that happened in your childhood, that you do need to work on it. And working on it looks like following the directions on the label and taking the neuroemotional remedy number 7 as directed. It is, homeopathy is, all my remedies are made traditionally. None of them are made by computers or equipment or anything like that. They're made at FDA-registered pharmacies. They're made according to the traditional way of making homeopathic medicine for the last 200 years. They're the real thing. So the neuroemotional remedies, whether you get number 7 for grief and lung, or you get number 5 for the large intestines, colon, and the emotion being stuck in anything in your life, you'll have results. You'll feel the difference. And you just need to follow directions. And remedies that are made according to the traditional method are more powerful. They work. They have all of the harmonics and the correct frequencies in them for doing the job that you want them to do. Just use the label to determine which remedies are best for you. If you don't know what's up with your emotions, then go to my website, wellnesscenter.net, and click on free self-tests. And then find the self-test that says Neuroemotional Survey and fill that out. That will show you what you need to do, what you need to work on. Submit it, and then you'll get a response about how to determine which emotions are worse than others. You probably know it without even clicking submit, but you need to work on your emotions, every human being. If you have any health problems, if you're suffering with pain in an organ, a system, a gland, a vertebrae, do you know how quickly you could help that by working with your emotions? And that is what inspires me to keep going strong in my work and my profession, is the results that we get. Now, when I work on patients directly, I can see the results by the end of the session. When you're working on it at home by yourself, we get emails from people. We love to get your emails telling us how it went, how it feels, how much better you are. We want to know. We are there for the long haul, and we want to know about how you're doing, without a doubt. So, we need to look at our emotions. We're going to cover that a little bit more today. And then we're going to be going to the first segment. I just kind of pointed over here at Daryl. And so we want to talk about that because there's so many things to work on.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale, your host. This is Using Food as Medicine.
Yep, that's where we are, using food as medicine. And one of the things you can think about medicine as being food as medicine, when a person had a tough day and they want comfort food, you could think of that as medicine. Problem is, people go to the wrong kinds of comfort food, okay? And that's because a lot of people don't know about the good types of comfort food, okay? So the good type of comfort food, if you want that comfort food, God, I think everything I eat, Daryl, is like comfort food.
But when people talk about comfort food, they're talking about biscuits and gravy and
like, or mashed
meatloaf and mashed potatoes,
right,
and ice cream.
And ice cream.
Half a gallon at a time.
Gallon and all of that. So we have options for you. Let's take the half a gallon of ice cream. Replace that. Go out and buy something called Coconut Bliss. It is a ice cream made from coconuts. It's delicious. It has the right kind of sugar, less coconut sugar. It has less sugar, and it's non-dairy. And you could buy a small container of it. And I myself have eaten a whole small container of that. It has coconut sugar and stuff like that. Use that as comfort food because that's healthy comfort food. And it gives you the same feeling because it's creamy. It's creamy, it's rich. They have it in all flavors. Excuse me. And you can definitely go into a health food restaurant. Or, I know a health food restaurant here that uses Coconut Bliss. It's my Thai restaurant that I go to. They use coconut ice cream. And it's Coconut Bliss. It's non-dairy from coconut. You never want to eat soy. So if you're looking for comfort food, Daryl's writing this down, get Coconut Bliss ice cream. It's awesome. It's in Whole Foods, in Lassen's, in many health food stores across the United States.
I've had it. I like it a lot.
Good. And so the a lot part really said it all. So, then you can also, if you want comfort food, look for, the name of the company is called Karma Bakery, Karma. They make, remember those chocolate cupcakes with the little squiggle on top? I forget the names of those.
Hostess makes
the
them,
Hostess ones. They make a replica of that, only gluten-free and all natural. And it's got coconut cream on the inside. So, it's called Karma, Karma Bakery, and you can find that in most health food stores. Excuse me. I'm drinking a little bit of my coconut water today. So, Karma Bakery is great. And if you need other comfort food, Karma Bakery has oatmeal stuffed cookies with a coconut filling. Coconut kind of cream. It's really, really good for you. And it's really delicious. So even that kind of comfort food, like you would use one little pint of ice cream if you needed to. You would have these 2 Hostess replica cupcakes that are yummy, and you could just stick them in the oven for a few minutes before you go and eat them, because it'll make them a lot softer because they've probably been refrigerated. Now, if you really wanted comfort food, you take a scoop of that Coconut Bliss ice cream and put it on the side of your Karma cupcake. That's what you want to do. That would really give you the whole thing, wouldn't it? Now, if pizza is your thing, like if that's comfort food for you, you could go to Whole Foods and get a vegan slice of pizza that tastes really good. You could buy a gluten-free, dairy-free pizza at the health food store, and it's good. A company that makes that is called Daiya, D-A-I-Y-A. They make a gluten-free, dairy-free pizza, and you could put some, we put it in the oven, cook it, and before you serve it, put some avocado on it. You could put some jalapenos on it. You could put some sprinkled basil on it. It comes with a gluten-free, like veggies, but I always like more veggies on the top because it's got plenty of that Daiya cheese on it, so it's really good. And the other thing that's a comfort food is, like, people want nachos, and that's like with cheese and everything and gooey and not good for your health, and fried tortilla chips. You can buy a cauliflower crust, like a little sandwich, like it's flat like a tortilla made from cauliflower. And you could buy that, and you could add fake cheese to it. You can put an egg on it. You can put guacamole on it. You could have some comfort food. And it tastes great. So it's not plain and awful like you would think cauliflower would be. It's made into a gluten-free crust. And, I think you'd like it a lot. I know I do. So we have to find our ways of getting comfort food that's tasty. You were going to say something, Daryl?
No, I just wanted to mention that Oprah and some of her foods that she's putting out is also using the cauliflower in the crust in the pizzas that she's making.
She uses you're right, and that's very astute. I would say it's not all cauliflower, so I don't think
it's a certain percentage.
It's a certain percentage that doesn't make it gluten-free. If it were mostly cauliflower and gluten-free everything else, then, like made with quinoa or spelt or something like that, then that would be awesome. Awesome. Now, but it's a good idea to check it out. The cheese would be regular cheese on there, so I wouldn't go for that personally. But, so many people like bread, right? I mean, there's just something about a loaf of French or Italian bread, a baguette. There's just something about that. You could eat the whole thing, right? Slap some butter on there. And so I had to find a replacement for that. And I found this, I found Vegan Mario's gluten-free online. He's in Ojai, and he ships anywhere in the United States, maybe globally. It's called gfmario.com, and he has everything from cinnamon and raisin babka that is gluten-free and vegan, to rye-less bread that has no rye in it, that's gluten-free and vegan. And he has the baguettes that are beautifully made in cast iron. He has the baguettes from quinoa. It's delicious. And, there's everything there for you. You can also find some cashew cheese there. That's one of the best I've ever had. And you can go there, place an order. Now, they don't advertise on my show. I eat their food. That's why I'm telling you. I wouldn't do it if somebody wanted to advertise with me, and if I ate their food and I didn't like it, I wouldn't advertise with them. I wouldn't let them put money into my show. The same as if someone wanted me to advertise something that I didn't believe in. I wouldn't take money for anything I don't believe in. I mean, it's just the way I am, because you're counting on me to give you accurate information, and that's what I'm doing. So everything I talk about, I've tried. And I think because my father was a pastry chef, his whole career from Switzerland, worked at the Waldorf Astoria in New York, the Hotel Pierre, all of the big hotels as a pastry chef, won many awards, which I still have to this day. And he designed and made Roosevelt's inauguration cake. He carved an ice. We had the best sweet stuff you could ever find, made from really wholesome ingredients before they used pesticides on foods, right? And but yet today I eat differently. I eat gluten-free. I don't eat dairy and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not a big, I'll have a little chicken here and there, but mostly vegan. So when I tell you something tastes good, it tastes pretty good. All right. So one of the best tasting cheeses that I enjoy is from Harvest Restaurant. They're in downtown Ventura. Mario's I like just as well. It's delicious. And those are the best tasting cashew cheese, which is really excellent. And you can imagine taking that and put on a piece of baguette bread. So I think one day, Daryl, I'm going to bring in that stuff, and you and I are going to videotape ourselves showing it and eating it.
We could do that, or we could take the whole show to your kitchen.
There you go.
Not a problem.
That would be it. That would be it. And I could do, it's difficult when you're doing a radio show to show things, but being that we're on Facebook Live, it has another component to it. Doing a show just on radio for cooking and stuff like that I don't think would be good, but we can.
People have made a career out of it. As long as you can be descriptive enough, it's fine.
Oh, you can. Yeah. See? There, yeah, I didn't know that.
And if you get close enough to the radio, you can actually smell.
Oh, yeah, really, really close. And if it didn't turn out well, hopefully not too close. So it's so interesting. As far as food as medicine, brown rice and beans are a complete protein. So if you want to have lentils and brown rice, or you don't want to have brown rice, you want to have quinoa pasta and lentils, like quinoa shells, you can buy that from a company that is my favorite company to buy pasta from. Two of them favorite. One is called Andrean Dreams, Andrean Dreams, Dreams. It's organic, only quinoa pasta, delicious. They have shells, they have the fettuccine, the spaghetti, and they have orzo. They have a number of different kinds of ziti pastas, and it cooks up really well, delicious. So that is the healthiest one that I like, that tastes good. Much better than brown rice pasta, which is heavy and not light. So quinoa pasta is a lot lighter, okay? And it doesn't have soy or corn or anything else in it. It's organic, just quinoa, right? And the other one I adore is the almond pasta that you get at Whole Foods or Lassen's or Natural Grocery. It's a gluten-free almond pasta fettuccine that is to die for, and they also have gnocchi to die for. So those are a couple of things you can look up. The name of the almond pasta is by Cappello, Cappello, Cappello's almond pasta. I'll bet you can buy it on Amazon today, huh? And you could get it home and cook it up. So everything is available on Amazon today. So you can check it out there, get discounts on Amazon Prime, and not pay for shipping. How about that? So you can get your comfort food there. I'm sure those cauliflower little, like, they're not tortillas, but they're like sandwich rounds. You can find those too on Amazon. So we're coming up to our next segment, and here we go.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale. This is Emotions and Your Health.
And we're here talking about emotions, which we did just a little bit earlier. But I got to tell you something, that your emotions can keep an illness from healing if you don't deal with them. And so I know this because I've worked on patients for a very long time. And you can change the trajectory of the healing of a disease by working on emotions and see results immediately. So immediately is like in a session you could see results. Like the pain was there, the vertebrae was out, you've been going to a chiropractor for 20 years, the pain always comes back, and you come in for a session and we work on the emotion related to the vertebrae, give you the neuroemotional remedy, and you leave without pain, and it doesn't come back. So that is what I'm telling you, is neuroemotional remedies are great. They are available on our website. And if you do the Truth or Dare I talked about at the beginning of the show, you'll be saving 20%. Okay? You just got to get those photos in of you're drinking a green smoothie and maybe a wheatgrass shots, and then we will send you a coupon. It has to be you, okay, drinking it. Not making somebody drink it, but you drinking it. and we need your contact info. So emotions can keep a condition from healing. Whatever your condition that you're dealing with, whether it's your weight, whether it's blood pressure, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Now, what you need to do is to get my book called Transform Your Emotional DNA. That'll give you a lot of insight as to how to help release emotions and give you different exercises to do, self-help exercises. And then you can learn more about the 5-element theory also in the Transform Your Emotional DNA book. Also, if you get the Revitalize Your Hormones book, you will learn more about hormones and have a biological age test, and you'll get recipes and things like this. But you need to read about your emotions. In the Revitalize Your Hormones book, there's a chapter on emotions, and there is a process in there called the Resist and Desire process. Okay, and that will help you, along with the neuroemotional remedies, in releasing your emotions. No matter how long you've had a condition, you'll feel a difference when you do that. Now, could you use the neuroemotional remedies without doing the Resist and Desire program? Absolutely. But many people will find that it gets better, but it may not be 100% better. The only better I want to help you create is 100%. And I'm telling you how to do that. The best way to do it is pick up both books, read, get the neuroemotional remedies. Unless you're really excited about helping yourself to get rid of emotions and you want to do it as deeply as possible, as quickly as possible, then you would get the Meta Wellness program. And that's designed to help you process out emotions. It gives you a workbook, so you've got help. It gives you a instructional CD. Yes, it needs a CD player right now. It gives you all of these different things that and the instructional booklet is that you get is phenomenal, because just from doing that you're going to learn exactly what's going on, and then you follow the steps, like the 3 or 4 steps to releasing an emotion related to a disease or related to a relationship in your life, related to success, business, money, sex, your family. You've got, you can have issues in all of these different categories, right? So the Meta Wellness program is the best way to do this, but I still want you to read those 2 books because they're going to give you insight that will help you in any area of your life. The Transform Your Emotional DNA book is mandatory, right? So I would look at the Meta Wellness program. It's a good way to spend the 20% you're going to earn from getting me a picture of and a video of your drinking a green smoothie, right? You take that 20% and use it on the Meta Wellness program. We'll be happy to help you with that. So I look forward to checking this out online and checking out your green smoothies, and I look forward to your results that you have by using the Meta Wellness program. Everybody has success with it. It's your toolkit that wasn't given to you when you came to Earth, okay? When you came to Earth, there's no toolkit. How do I work with my body? How do I work with my emotions? That's the key. So we want to help you, and that is a great way to do it.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale. This is Your Health, Freedom, and Politics.
And we have a great topic, health, freedom, and politics. Look at all the candidates are today, Darryl. They're growing by leaps and bounds. There are 22 of them, Democrats, right?
Man, it's going to be a horse race and a half.
It's going to be a horse race and a half is right. And, it's just amazing. We've got the top ones, which is Biden, Bernie, and Beto. The three Bs.
Three Bs.
The three Bs. Biden, Bernie, and Beto. We've got the three Bs on top. And, I just don't know about, I feel more secure with Bernie than I do Biden because he just not 100% feeling about it. But I don't really know. All I know is what I can go by my gut, and that's the same thing you should go by. You should go by your gut and study these things.
Just on the exterior, it seemed like Bernie really wants to help people, and Biden's a lifelong politician.
Yes,
that's
that is
my
the part,
observation from 30,000 feet.
And from 30,000 feet, that's a pretty good view. That is what I feel. I feel like this is more of the same. Another politician that's more of the same. That all corporations are going to put their money behind Biden. And all the individual people that want help are going to give and are given and have given, including myself, Bernie. Okay, Bernie's got all of that money from individual people where Biden's got it from corporations that support him because they want something from him. Now, we don't have that same thing with Bernie. That's what my feeling is. And I think our best chance at a good healthcare system would be with Bernie Sanders. That's what my feeling is at this moment. I don't mind sharing that with you. And that's the Democratic candidates. About the Republican candidate, we have Trump, our president of the United States, Trump. And I do give President Trump my respect because he is the president, and I do like some of the things he's done. But there's certain things that I would strongly suggest he work on, which is health care, which is, doing maybe not socialized health care, but something like what Bernie wants to do. And the other thing that I personally don't see a need for is assault rifles, things that are made for killing. And I know that some people take great offense to that because you are the second, it's a Second Amendment, right? But I don't want to take all guns away. I just want to, I wouldn't want to do that to people if that's what they need or what they want. I wouldn't want to change that. I just don't think that when the people wrote the Constitution, when all these great founders wrote the Constitution, that they even had a clue there was going to be assault rifles that does massive killings. You want to go hunting. You don't need an assault rifle. You need a shotgun, right?
There won't be much squirrel left.
Right. Now, the thing I can tell you about other countries is very interesting, right? Because I can compare this because I've traveled all over. And I'm half Swiss, from Switzerland. Mostly I'm Swiss, okay? I've been to Switzerland. I've studied Swiss rules, Swiss laws, living in the country. All of the people that live there must have, by law, a rifle to protect themselves in their closet. They must have that by law, and they're given that. Every citizen, since the beginning of Switzerland, has a rifle, okay, to protect themselves. They don't have an assault rifle. They don't have handguns. They don't have people selling them like crazy. They have a rifle to protect themselves, and that is by law that they should have that, okay? Now, I think that's common sense in a way. I mean, I don't need a rifle, but I mean, if you want to protect your people, do something model after Switzerland.
So I take it there are not a lot of home robberies or break-ins in Switzerland.
Oh, no home robbery, no crime, no break-ins. Okay, so, we have to look at these things very carefully, and we have to model other countries. Go and look at the gun laws for Sweden. Go and look at the gun laws for Switzerland. Go and see how they do it, okay? I'm just saying, I'm not for getting rid of the Second Amendment by any stretch of the imagination, but I am for 100% getting rid of assault rifles that kill 10, 15, that kill all these people. When we have these, what happened in the synagogue and the slaughter that this guy intended and somebody stopped him, thank God, and we have to understand that it's not okay to have those things happen. It should not be acceptable to have those things happen in the United States. It should not be acceptable. So in the 4 minutes that we have left, those are some of my ideas about politics. I love the Constitution of the United States. I respect it. I respect the President of the United States and his family. I respect the laws that he should be operating under and hopefully is operating under, which I think he is. I like some of the things that he's done. It might be time for a change now. I don't know really if it's time for a change, but if there is a change, I personally am looking at Bernie Sanders. I don't mind saying that. Now, a lot of people don't want to talk about these things. That's why I talk about them on the show. And anything you want to email me about, anything you feel about the political spectrum that you want me to know, email me. I'm open. I'm really open. That's why I'm doing a radio show. I'm doing a radio show because I have a big mouth. I like to talk, and I love educating people, and I want to see you heal yourself. And if talking about politics and healthcare is going to help you with that, that's what I want to do. So I want to share. You could share with me. Write it in Facebook. We'll make it up. We'll pick it up, rather. And then you can also email me at 88teresa@gmail.com. If you want to call us and find out more about the Meta Wellness Program, you'll find out all you need online at drdaleswellnessstore.com. But you could also call us at 800-219-1261. And you want to check out any of our articles, which are free, go to wellnesscenter.net. If you want to become a member and get 12% off of anything on a regular basis, you have to become a member. It's $20 a month. You're going to get educated about your health. You're going to get an email to me so you can ask me questions that you want at no charge, or you're going to be able to make an appointment with me, which there is a charge for. So, and then you could send me blood tests and things like that so I can review them and see what kind of nutritional program would be best for you, how to help detoxify you, further care about your emotions, or whatever it is you need. So we're just about out of time right now. I want to thank you so much for being with me. Have a blessed week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.